read before me, like Lenny Andre, and even before Lenny Andre, you had Abu and Ruhu and Buja and Hula and Popo and Erickson and Mike's George and a whole heap of players. And I checking like, these are the players, you know what I mean?
Hold on, let's say that what this call have to say. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, Johnny.
Good evening, good evening.
That's Sir Lufa.
Sir Lufa.
Oh, okay. Oh, my teachers, yes, Lufa.
Johnny and Tessie, I have been listening from since the beginning of the program.
Thank you.
One thing I admire about you guys, you all have a photographic memory. Photographic memory, as I call it. Now let me tell you, your best day journey in your life is not when you get married. Your school days. Because you can, I'm listening to you there, and you can take back everything. Word for word. You understand?
Yeah.
I want to tell you, and say, why is it our students today, you tell them about the tablet and all that, our students today, they don't recall things that you tell us at all. Something is wrong. Something is wrong.
I don't know what it is, the Lufa.
It's a fact that I'm still teaching, and I know. When I hear what Johnny is repeating in his school days, you don't get students today doing that. Maybe they're too preoccupied with the gadget and maybe.
Maybe.
Anyway, have a good night.
Yeah, man, thanks. Lufa, you're one of my role models anyway, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I have to bring Lufa and Lakou, you know. I think Lufa, what you need to do is to get in touch with me. I need your telephone number so I can get hold of you so we can bring you to the Lakou, you know. You have a telling story and we need to get that telling story to the general public.
Yeah, so Cecil, I was thinking, people saying to me, boy, Johnny, boy, how you can play so well and thing, and I'm a youngster, I wasn't even 20 years yet, you know what I mean? And I'm thinking to myself, boy, there's so many other good players ahead of me, and why do they think it's me that's the good player and thing? And I never really believed that I could play football that well. I mean, I could play. I mean, don't misunderstand me. I can play. But when you know you're a youngster and people saying to you, boy, how you so good and how you better than this man and you better than that man and everybody trying to make sure that you are the best, and I said to myself, I used to sit down and watch Lenny Andre. I used to admire Lenny Andre play football.
I too, boy. That man
Lenny Andre is the first. Before Zinedine, there was a Zinedine Zidane, there was a Lenny Andre.
Yes.
You get what I'm trying to say? And that is my opinion. I don't worry nobody.
Can you imagine have Lenny Andre,
Michael Jordan,
Coco Shoe?
Listen, and you're going to say Johnny is a good player, and you have Coco Shoe, you have Michael Jordan, you have Lenny Andre. You must be, I said to my fellas, you must be joking. You know what I mean? These were the players. You know what I mean? And I only really started to believe that I could really play for true when I went to study in Jamaica. So in 1984, the government of Dominica gave me a scholarship because from the time I graduated from high school, I worked at the survey department as a pupil surveyor, then a junior surveyor, and so on. And then in 84, so that's from 81 to 84, I worked at the survey department as a pupil surveyor, and I was sent to Jamaica to study. Now I knew what I was sent to Jamaica to do, to study land surveying. But I was also a playboy. I mean, so a playboy, I mean, I love to play football and played a lot. So I needed to make sure that I couldn't go to Jamaica and fail. But when I got to Jamaica and I started playing football, I went to try out for the college side. And the college normally has two teams, an A side and the B side. The A side is the premier side, the B side is the junior side. The coach, Lenny Andre at the time, was in Jamaica, you know, playing for the A side. And I said to myself, well, Lenny, boy, you playing football? To me, Lenny had stopped playing football in Dominica for a while. And I go to Jamaica and Lenny's playing football. And Lenny was already on the A side because they had seen his skills already anyway, a couple of years before, a year or so before. So they knew him, he could play. So that Saturday, the coach picked me on the B side, and some senior players turned around to the coach and said, no, Mark Cook, this boy there must be on the A side. The coach... I was small island, that's what they call us, small islanders. And the coach figured, well, boy, you know what, that small islander, I don't pick him on my A side, you know. I pick him on the B side. But I never played on the B side because that same day, them senior players, 4 or 5 senior players, stood up to the coach and say, Marco, this man must play for the A side. And the rest in the college was history. That's the honest truth. That's all I can say, the rest was history because I scored 2 goals every time I played for the college. So no matter what game I played for the college, I'd score 2 goals. And also too in Jamaica, I left Dominica as a midfielder. Remember that? You called me a link man, yeah? I was a link man in Dominica. I left Dominica as a link man. So when I got to Jamaica, my department, which was the building department, so before there was the college team, there was the interdepartmental games competition that started. And at that college, there were about 8 or 9 players who were part of the Jamaica national football squad. And most of them was on the building department, in the building, doing construction, quantity surveying and so. So most of them were there. And yes, I was a good midfielder, but to me, there was some really good midfielders there as well. So, and the forward men were just forming the full, not scoring the goals. So after the first half of the first game I played, I said to the Ratty was a wicked midfielder. And you people thought, and that's why I tell you, it's then and then I really believe I could play football, because I'm watching this man and this man can play football, you know what I mean? And the man telling me that's the king, you know what I mean? So then time I really believe, but he was a really good player. And I said to Ratty, let me go and strike. That first game I played as a striker, I scored 5 goals. I never played midfield in Jamaica after that. I was only a striker for my years in playing football in Jamaica. I was a forward man player. I came back to Dominica and I'm saying to Bala, especially for Dominica side, try me on the forward now, but he was not having none of it. Solka, Rock's coach over the time, realized when we're in trouble, Solka just shake his head for me and tell me go. You know what I mean? I just know he said me to go forward and score the goals. So for Rocks, I played forward at times, but generally speaking, in Dominica, I didn't play forwards. I played only forwards in Jamaica, and was quite successful at it. You know what I mean? Really, really successful, and that's when I really believed I could play football well. In Jamaica, I'm watching the quality of players I was playing with and against, and they were saying to me that you foreigner, they used to call me foreigner in Jamaica as well, you foreigner, you're the best, you know what I mean? And so I started to believe that, but truth be known, I never lost sight of the fact that I was not sent to Jamaica to play football. So much so that there was one time, I think the Trinidad under 19 side was visiting Jamaica. And so they selected off-season, in January. The football season was between September to December. And the Trinidad on the 9th side was visiting in January. So they picked an intercollegiate side from the collegiate league. They picked an intercollegiate side to go play against Jamaica, the Trinidadian side. Now, that game was on a Wednesday. And the Wednesday for me is land law. Whole day is land law. And land law was a prerequisite, meaning that you fail that course, you fail that subject, you fail the year. You can do how well you want in all of the subjects. You fail the land law, you fail the year. Yeah? So the day of the football come, I knew about the football, but I already told the sports division in the college that I'm not going to play football because today's land law, and I said to them it's a prerequisite. From the time I say it's a prerequisite, they know what I'm talking about. While I'm in my law class, the president of the college, or also the president of the intercollegiate sporting council, comes to me and knocks the door, fingers me and says, "Come here," and asks me why am I not going to play the football. And I said to him, Dr. Sangster, first of all, today's Wednesday. Land law is a prerequisite. That's all I said to him. Land law and he understood. So he said, "All right, go back in the class," and then he called the lecturer. And whatever arrangement he make the lecturer, I end up getting a private lecture to make up for that class I missed that day. And that lecturer was Mr. He. And he always used to talk to me about Mikey Bruni. He say, "Boy, you have a countryman that's a real genius, you know." He said, Mikey Bruni is a genius, you know. And he taught Mikey Bruni law at Mona as well, you know what I mean? So Dr. Sangster came and I said to him, "No, I'm not going to play football that day." And then he had a special, because the subject is a prerequisite. And he had words with the lecturer, and that's the only time I decided to leave the class and go. You know what I mean? How can I go to Jamaica and study and come back and tell me I fail? Tell me. For my mother to ring my ears?
I tell you.
You know what I mean? I wasn't sent to Jamaica to play football. Now, then there's this youngster who played for the college team and for the department side and so. And once he says to me, "Can you come play for my team in a corner league?" Corner league in Jamaica is like a little off-season side league, like Harlem having an off-season league. So
just hold on, Johnny. Good evening.
Hey, good evening.
Good evening.
This is Curtis Spelty.
Yes, Curtis Spelty.
Just want to say hello to Johnny.
Hello.
Those years of football SME. I played for the second division team, and together left school together with Cecil, class of '84. You used to call me coach.
Yeah?
I'm not sure if you can remember it.
Not sure.
You played for the first division SME team. I played for the second division team.
Okay.
It was a pleasure to hear you.
Thank you.
Pleasure to have you home.
Yeah.
When you see face to face, I guess you will remember.
Indeed, yeah. Just remind me when you meet me on the street. Yeah. When we meet, when our paths cross, yeah. Just remind me.
Cecil knows exactly who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Curtis Peltier. Where are you from? Lubia side?
Masak.
Yeah, I need to put a face to the name, yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, you all take care.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, man.
So Johnny, go ahead.
So this guy invited me to come play in his corner league. So nobody knows me, Cecil. Only that person that brought that. Where we went in hardcore Jamaica ghetto called Marvelly. It's somewhere in Kingston, and I tell you, it's ghetto self.
Go to the mic. Just get to the mic.
Hardcore ghetto, and he brought me. First of all, he came to collect me at home because he was not going to allow me to travel to that area on my own. So he came to collect me at home, brought me to the place, to the park. I put on my kits, got ready, but I was on the bench. Okay, so he and I were both on the bench, and we were.
Hold on a while, Johnny. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello, good night.
Yes, good evening.
Yes. I'm listening to the program from the start, and
speak up, please. Speak up.
Yeah, I said I have been listening to the program, and I am a Green City man, so I have some knowledge as to a lot of what Johnny touched on, concerning the gardens, etc. But there was something he mentioned earlier on concerning the SEC and Cornelius. I'd just like to make a little clarification, if my memory serves me right.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that was killed with the SEC was not Cornelius.
No, I didn't say Cornelius got killed in the SEC. No, I didn't say that.
No, not so you say. They know the understanding I got at the time.
Oh.
I was a bit away from the radio.
Yeah. He didn't kill him. Cornelius is still alive today as we speak. You know what I mean?
No, Johnny, what I'm saying, it wasn't Cornelius himself. It was another brother.
That got injured?
Yeah, the guy is okay. Cornelius' mother
had two boys, Cornelius and Augustus.
No, Fredem.
Mikey is the last one. So it couldn't have been Mikey.
No, it had one they called Ian.
I don't know that one, no. Sorry. I only know Cornelius, Augustus, and Mikey.
But you know who calling, right? I don't know if you got the voice.
No, I'm not sure.
That's the left footer from Green City.
The left footer from Green City.
Yeah. LP.
Okay. Okay, I cannot remember. I cannot remember. But
Lincoln.
Yeah.
The last time I saw you was at the funeral, at your uncle's funeral.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but what really happened? My Esther had 4 boys, and one did get killed with a SEC, the tire business.
Yeah.
Coming from if my memory serves me right, coming from the shop from Miss Mabel.
Okay.
When this vehicle come between the two cemeteries.
Yeah.
Up, speed. Yeah. So from what I can recall.
Well, I may be wrong. I could maybe wrong. It's not Bedu that was injured. It was probably the bigger brother. Yeah. But I know that from since that happened. Since that incident, my queen didn't like us with that type of tire and sect mood.
Because it was a sad moment.
It was, and make it worse that their mother, Bedu and their mother was really close to my mother. My Esther was really close to my queen as well, and my grandmother.
I am a born Green City man.
Yeah.
So I know what I'm telling you.
Yeah. So I could be wrong actually. Yeah, I could be wrong.
Yeah. I think it's 4 sons she had.
Okay. Well, I
Augustus, Ian, and Mikey.
Okay. Yeah. I know them. Yeah. Listen, that's another Lakou I grew up in. You know, by on Barford there. Yeah.
All of us is considered to be one. You know.
Yeah, man.
I was born Barford self. You know.
Say okay.
So pleasant night. I listening, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
So this guy brought me to play the football match. Nobody knows me, only he. And our side is losing, what was it, 1-0 I think, and there was about 10 minutes left to go. So I knock him, I said, Dobber, tell him to put me on. I mean them times I would go to bed at night, lie on my bed, think of a football move and the next day go on the pitch and just try to weasel a man with the move I think of on my bed. That's the level I had reached at the time. I was about 20, 21, you know what I mean? Football was I eat and live. Yes, I studied my books, but I played a lot of football. Anyway, so he told the coach, put the foreigner on. My teammate, you know, he said, put the coach. Cecil, Joseph, believe it or not, the first ball I touched was at the back of the net. First ball I came on the pitch, first ball I touched was at the back of the net. We equalized. Yeah? Okay. About 5 minutes later, we got a foul. Just outside the box. Again, the only person that knew me was the boy on the bench. I got in, I said, Dubba, tell him, man, let me kick the shot. He called the coach, he goes, all right, let him. And I laced it with my left foot ras. Net. That was it. The referee didn't have time to blow the final whistle. The crowd was in the pitch. Lift up the foreigner. They called me foreigner, Johnny Barnes, yeah. So, and then I got selected to play for the local side in the Kingston and St. Andrew League. So I was representing Marvelly and New Hendon. And I said to them, I cannot come and play football for you every match because I wasn't sent to Jamaica to play football. And they understood it. However, when I do appear for a match, by that time I knew my way down to the ghetto. But when I reached on the bus stop at that ghetto, there would be an armed plainclothes policeman waiting for me to provide protection for me throughout my time in the ghetto. You understand? And so he would walk me the very first day. He walked me from the bus station, yeah, and he took me to a little house, and he opened the front of the house. And Cecil, believe it or not, yeah, all over the floor of the house, that front room is weed, herbs, and he says, Mr. John, this is what sponsors the team. So it's a ghetto site, so the team was sponsored by weed. And I tell you, I go to training, I get fed there, I get watered, I get clothed there, I tell you, because the weed sponsored everything. You understand? So after football training, yeah, they would lay down meals for the players to make sure that they are well fed and not kind of ordinary, proper nutritious stuff. Make sure. A lot of people think that what's happening in Jamaica in terms of track and field is an accident. That is not an accident. That was by design. That's the truth. Jamaica has what is called the G.C. Foster Sports College. Every school in Jamaica has a trained physical education instructor. It's trained and probably specializing in certain things. And track and field was probably at the top of their agenda because in the early 60s, they had some real good sprinters. And so from there, they built on it. And Michael Malney included the Cubans to come and build that sports college for him. And all his schools make sure that over a period of time, all these schools are trained physical instructors, physical education instructors, proper coaches. And I think most of them specialize in track and field, but they didn't stay in track and field only. They could still coach football, they could still coach cricket and so. And that's what we see happening in Jamaica now, especially in track and field, because they plan that out over a period of time. You know, so I had some good times in Jamaica, to be honest with you. And also sometimes we finished play a game, Cecil, and no word of a lie, the crowd will come to me asking me for autographs. So I've done autographs, but here the thing about it is that I wasn't autographing pieces of paper or magazines. They would call me for $100 bills. Because at that time, the US dollar in Jamaica is a big thing, really big thing. And I don't know what $1 and $2 no, $100 bills for me to autograph. And the policeman had to be saying, careful and keeping the crowd away from me. And so I can say we experienced a little what I would call superstardom in Jamaica, playing football for Marvelly Hendon in Jamaica. But that still didn't go to my head because at the end of the day, I knew what I'd come to Jamaica to do was to study and pass the land surveying training and thing, which I did. So, and then I decided when I got back home, I said, I see this thing, Johnny, football not going to give you a living, you know. So I started running live, girls, all kind of things, you know what I mean? Being a bad child, I guess.
No, that's another young man, that's all.
Yeah. And remember, I came from Jamaica, a young boy, you know, 23 years, you know what I mean? So, right. And then...
So the system cannot blame you? Huh? The system cannot blame you? You're young.
As a youngster, yeah.
Right, you know, you're doing the things that normal young man would do. Yeah. No, Johnny, England.
England. I went to England I have to say that everywhere I've passed and played football, I was successful. I've won something. So in England, I won. In Jamaica, I won. In Dominica, I even end up winning. Well, I shouldn't say I won something in Grenada, but I end up winning certain games. I played for a liquor team in Grenada as well, and got some praise. My first touch of the ball in Grenada was a goal as well. It's happened a few times, even though sometimes I came from England on holidays in 1990, I think it was. Come to play, it was 1990, yeah, come to play, and our first game was against St. Joseph. I'd probably done one session of training with the Rocks. I didn't start the game, but when I came on, my first touch of the ball was in the back of the goal as well. And that happened on a few occasions that I come to play a football match, and when I step on the pitch, not starting the game. Always a substitute coming off the bench. But my first touch is at the back of the net, always. I've had that a few times. I cannot explain that what it is, but it's happened a few times. In England, my first competitive touch of a football in England, it was at the back of the net as well. A Sunday morning, freezing cool, my brother, freezing cool. I start the game. I didn't start the game, but I got on, run like a donkey, and still end up freezing in the game. We lost 7-1 that game. The team lost 7-1. I scored the one goal. Yeah. Came the next following Sunday, again, I started this time. And we lost 6-1. Again, I scored. So 2 games, 2 goals I scored. The third game, the coach's son brought some of his friends. And here's the coach saying to me, oh, you can either play in the goal today or on the bench. Remember, we've played 2 games, we've scored 2 goals, I scored the 2 goals, and you as the coach saying to me, I can either play in the goal today or on the bench. So I said, all right, no problem. I'll play in the goal. I was playing in the goal, but I'm all in the opponent's box, setting up ball for man to score, and they still can't score the goal. You know what I mean? After that game, I never passed back. And then the coach came to my house to see me, and I said to him straight off, to me, you cannot be a coach and you cannot be serious. You have a football team. You've played 2 matches, 2 games. You've lost 6-1 and 7-1. You've got a player who scored the 2 goals for you in those 2 games, and then you're bringing some new players in, and you're saying to your goal scorer you're going to play him in the goal, or he either have the opportunity to play in the goal or on the bench. So I never passed back. And then the guys that I worked with, Thames Water, at the time was one of the largest water companies in Europe. The manager, first of all, from the time these guys knew that I could play football, that was it. It's like a special treatment for me in that workplace. And so he made contact, the manager of the department, so the manager made contact with somebody in the head office, because they had a Sunday league football team called Thames Conservancy. So he told them he's got I didn't like them to say, because they say, oh, you're an international player, and I said to them, stop this, just telling me I can play football. You know what I mean? This kind of, we've got an international player, To them, it was a big thing, and to me, it wasn't such a big thing to be saying to me, I'm an international player. Just I played football, done. Anyway, this guy contacts me, and they were in the 4th division of the Sunday League. Yeah? First season we played, we won. We got promoted to the 3rd division. Then we won. We got promoted to the 2nd division, and we won. We got promotion to the 1st division. And I stopped because by that time my son was born. And I thought to myself, I'm not going to play any football on Malachi. You know what I mean? So I started spending my Sundays with Malachi. So since I haven't played football competitively, that's it. Yeah.
Someone said, blessed nights, Cecil. I went at the same school in Jamaica and did the same program. Even when I went to Jamaica in 1990, Johnny's name was always mentioned once football was discussed.
Well, I don't know who is that person, but also I should have mentioned that the college was primarily a track and field college. Track and field was the real thing at the college. As a matter, track and field is the real thing in Jamaica, at schools in Jamaica. And schoolboy football at the time was bigger than the National Football League. My experience, schoolboy football was bigger than the Jamaica National League football at the time. That's the truth. Yeah. But because I excelled so well in my 3 years at college, They didn't have a choice because first they gave it to the athlete of the year award were always, or 9 out of 10 times went to a track and field person. Yeah. Having said that, the year before that, before me, 86, so in 86 it went to a footballer though, and to me, 87 it went to me myself as well. But I shared it with a cricketer from St. Kitts because he came from Nevis. Louis Newton, he played for the Leeward Islands in the Caribbean cricket competition. Louis Newton, he was at college there as well. And for the 3 years, he made waves in the cricket and I made waves in the football. 2 foreigners. I think we were the first foreigners to ever get that award. And so they didn't have a choice. They had no choice but to, in our final year, to award us a joint Athletes of the Year award. And so if you go to Jamaica to the college now, it's now a university. If you go there, you go to the library, there's got this huge plaque up there. And John Henry's name is etched on there as an athlete. I was on national TV in Jamaica accepting my award and all kind of things. And nobody knew that here. And I didn't come and sing that song because to me that wasn't important. You know what I mean? But I was awarded Athlete of the Year status jointly with Louis Newton in Jamaica. Yeah.
No, Johnny. You involved in surveying.
I am a land surveyor. That's the only work I've done in my life.
How did you reach that way?
Right. At the academy in our time, you should remember, every fourth former in the summertime was given a work placement.
Before you continue, because we were asking, your sister says, Cecil, our mother took great pride in washing and preparing Johnny's clothes for football.
Oh, yes.
She would wash them whether it was from practice or in a game.
Yes, my queen looked, not just me, my queen looked after all of us, you know what I mean? My mother did look after us properly, to be honest with you. And she washed my clothes for me. Yes, she washed my clothes. She cooked my food, she ironed my clothes, yeah. And it wasn't just my football clothes, it was all my clothes. Yeah, but mommy did that for all of us, really. Yeah.
You're saying about surveying,
right?
Surveys.
Remember, I don't know if you remember, but when I've completed fourth form, when we completed fourth form in our time, even my brother before me, you would put on a summer placement somewhere whether it's in at the government headquarters or in a shop somewhere or by Brisbane or by wherever. I happened to do my summer stint.
Hold on. Remember summer stint? Good evening to you, caller.
Yeah, good night, Cecil, and good night, Johnny.
Good night.
All right, this is Kidney Challenger, Wasim.
Ooh, I didn't call your name, my boy.
Yeah, I realize.
Yes,
But that's okay, man. But Cecil, I grew up just around Johnny, two houses from Johnny. Yeah. So we've been together for a long while.
Yes, indeed. That's the original Vision Inn. Yeah, actually, see, I forget all them things there are.
And always Spartans.
Spartans.
From
to the moon.
Somebody told me, Wasim, that you come from Goodwill.
Goodwill, yeah.
No.
I told the person no.
I was actually born in Upper Lane, but then just about 5 years, I went to Virgin Lane.
Virgin Lane, yeah. The challenge live on Virgin Lane.
Because the person was trying to argue with me that the great goalkeepers in Dominica all came from Goodwill.
Yeah. I heard that night. I just didn't call.
Oh, you heard us that night?
Yeah. I always listen to the program, always.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Johnny, I wanted to ask a question because I remember once I was playing. To me, I was playing for Harlem.
Mm-hmm.
Shanti, my brother, played against me, and I even think probably he had scored. And I remember them guys would give me a little pressure to me, like I let my brother score. But you sure Shanti did not play?
For Gamakalamites? No, not for Gamakalamites. I think he had left already. He had left Dominica already. I'm pretty certain, yeah. Okay. That Desmond had left Dominica already, yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay,
it might not have been a Green City side. If was in, I reckon, or Grammar School side, because remember Grammar School probably, that year too,
Well.
It's Grammar School. Must have been Grammar School.
Yes, Grammar School played the first division.
Grammar School won a knockout cup, innit?
Knockout cup, yeah.
With Grammar School. Must have been Grammar School,
yeah. Okay, but I only started playing for Harlem in 83, I was in Spartans from
before that, when Spartans folded in 81.
82, yeah.
Well, for the 82 season, Spartans did not show up because I played for Baptist for 82 season.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, but
what's in? Let me ask you, Wasin. I was saying
Yes.
last week that I knew that you played for Rosa Boys School and Yes United.
No, I don't know. I was saying you're making a mistake with me and Yes United. I never really played for Yes United. You know,
No,
that's it.
no, yes, United. Babes,
Green City.
Green City.
Green City, yeah.
So Yes United wasn't part of Green City in those days.
No, it was a team I think I was made by David Green and these guys.
Uh-huh.
What, that
but
off-season, innit?
But I didn't play. I can't remember what.
That must have been off-season, innit, Wasin?
Yeah, off-season.
It was
Yeah,
off-season.
man,
Yes, it
yeah,
was off-season.
Yeah.
I don't know why I think that Wasin was part and parcel of.
Yeah. I always hear you saying that, you know, but I say no, I never play for Yes United. But Johnny?
Yeah.
Yeah, before I go, I just want to clarify something. You see the guy who called, right? And he talked about the whatever you said about
Bedu?
what happened with whatever you said what happened with the sec with Cornelius.
Yeah.
Cornelius, you are absolutely correct.
It's calling it happened to you, innit?
Yes, Cornelius.
Yeah, man.
I was there myself.
You
And
see what I mean?
when it happened, I was there, right? But the guy is correct to say that the lady had 4 sons.
And one died.
And one died, yeah. He died in Bath Road, just between the Gardens Gate and that Mabel's lady shop.
Mabel?
Mabel.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you are correct to say what transpired with Cornelius.
Yeah, man, my mother stopped us from making that tire sec thing, boy. Martin didn't want us to do that. Never after that happened to Cornelius. Yeah, man, it's true.
Well, anyway, nice program, man. I just say I don't want you to be wrong, and I don't call, you know, because
yeah, man, respect for that still, Martin. Yeah, man. Sorry, I didn't call, but listen, we play a lot. Even the same Union Club. Remember when the French team came down?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
You're always there, man.
Yeah, man, long time.
Yeah.
And remember St. Kitts as well, my boy.
But of course.
Not so sure what happened.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I was saying his name Cass. I was in the University of the West Indies Mono campus in 1992, and his name in football and Lenny Andre is arched in Cass. It's now UTEC. Another great Dominican who was there at that Courtney Bino, and also Brian Bino came up later. So those Dominican guys did very well for Cass in Jamaica, because University Mona campus was close to the Cass. Am I right, Johnny?
Yes, I think you're very correct. You know, Brain.
Yeah.
This guy James Gregoire was part and parcel of.
Yeah, James
Cass.
Gregoire was with us. Yes. James Gregoire lived with me on Linford Avenue. That's close to the Prime Minister's area down there in Linford. That's where all Dominicans lived before I moved on to the campus.
Close to Hope Road?
Yeah, Old Hope Road.
Yeah, close to Old Hope Road.
So we know very well the situation, because Brian Bino lived with us. He was one of the great shot putters at CAT. In fact, he won many gold medals for his college at the time. He was also a surveyor. He worked in the survey department, and so that was a great thing. So Mr.'s name, in fact, the ghetto that he spoke about, I mean, you just don't go there. You just don't go there, because, I mean, it is really, really, really what you call gangster territory, because we ourselves never really chanced to go down there as such. So if you're a great footballer, athlete, you probably could get a chance, but that was really, really danger country. So none of us ventured to go down in that what we call ghetto zone. And if he could go there and play football, he really was held in high esteem.
So Johnny, we were talking about England, and I needed to get some more information, because I know that you also played soccer in England.
Yeah, I played for the team called Thames Conservancy on the Sunday League, like I said to you, and I've won medals. Yeah, when I say medals, when you win a league or cup in England, you get medals, innit? So I've won medals and so on. I played for this team for 4 seasons, Thames Conservancy. Yeah, and after Malachi was born, I stopped playing football. I just wanted to spend more time with Malachi, you know.
And you were telling us about your love in reference to your profession.
Right. So at SMA, at 4th form, my summer attachment was with the forestry department, and from the time I ventured into the forest, I knew right away that I wasn't going to be holding on a desk job. It just wasn't going to happen. I wanted to be in the outdoors. And I didn't know it was surveying at the time, but in December 1981, I was repeating fifth form, kind of, in the sense that I had failed 2 of my 4 subjects, so I gotten D's. So Brother Jimmy had allowed me to repeat the subjects while I can go out and work and so. So I'll only come in for these classes for these 2 subjects. And so during that time, we were actually building the new grotto down by Technical Wing there. December 1981, that new grotto was building, and Daryl Phillip and myself plumbed that place. Just Daryl Phillip and myself, nobody else. Same Daryl Phillip in Miridom and so, he and I plumbed. He had just finished Clifton Deputy College doing plumbing. No one later gave him the job, and he and I plumbed that place. But in between that time, in 1981, Fitzroy Butcher, my neighbor, Poe, Sammy's brother, big brother, was a surveyor. And he says to me, Johnny, survey department taking on pupils and trainee surveyors. Are you interested? I said, what do you mean? I'm interested in surveying. I mean, I don't know what surveying was really, to be honest with you. But I said, knowing that Poe is a surveyor and Poe always in the bush, you could see when he comes back, his thing is bushy coming from and thing. I thought to myself, why not? So I went in, I joined, I applied and I was accepted as a trainee surveyor. And I did a 3-week introductory course. We were taught, and there were quite a few. There was just Irving Smokey Phillip, there was Eggy Charles, there was Junior Roy Larond, Elias Dupuy Senior. He passed away. The same one, Elias Dupuy Junior, that was his father. He and I started the survey department together. I think there were about 6 or 7 of us. And after the first week or the first 2 weeks, most of them left and went to work for the customs, like Irving Phillip, Eggy, and whoever went to work for the customs. But Junior, Roy Larron, myself, and Elias stayed. The 3 of us stayed. Junior was going to be a draftsman, and Elias and I were doing surveying. And then three years later, the government of Dominica sent me to Jamaica. And that's it. I've never done anything else than land surveying. All I know, the only work I've done, walk bush, and I love walking the bush. Up to now, I still love walking the bush. Yeah.
Well, what that job is really entailed?
Surveying basically is measuring and representing the natural and man-made features on the environment. You know what I mean? Simple as that. Basically, natural topography, the rivers, the valleys, and the man-made, the buildings, the roads. We measure it and represent it. Representation is what? Either make a map or a plan or whatever. So basically, surveying is the art or science of measuring and representing the man-made or natural features of the environment. In simple terms.
And you love it?
That's all I know how to do. I'm not good at it, to be honest with you, but that's all I know how to do, yeah. I wish I was good at it like I was good at football, to be honest with you, but...
What makes you think you're not good at it?
No, I'm just joking, my word. Yes. Well, I try my best, to be honest with you, and the thing about it is that even with my experience or so, I'm still not afraid to ask questions of people with more experience than me. That's why I think I am always learning surveying still, because there's no problem I'm going to encounter that Vincent Robinson or Guyton Simon has not encountered before, you know what I mean? Yeah. And only a fool would be scared to go ask them man questions, you know what I mean? Yeah. I do.
No, you're back in Dominica, Johnny. Why you came back?
Well, I left Dominica and always knew that I had to come back. I could never leave Dominica and stay away for Dominica for long. Since I left Dominica and within a year or 18 months, I was back in Dominica. And every year or the year, I'm back in Dominica. And every year or the year, I'm back in Dominica. I cannot leave Dominica. It took me 12 plus years to settle along in England, man. It took me 12 years to settle along in England, you know what I mean? Because I was pining for Dominica all the time. I yearned for Dominica. I don't know why, but I just yearned for my country. And then my second wife and I got married for a second time in 2019. The first one didn't really work out, to be honest with you. But we had a nice little, a beautiful boy, Malachi. And she loves Dominica even more than me and you, my second wife. She loves Dominica, absolutely. And we were not planning to come back to Dominica just yet, but we looked at the fact that her parents were both aging and they both were suffering from dementia, different levels of dementia. And Eve started being unsettled in England, as the honest truth. We brought them up to England, but they themselves didn't like England and they were pining for Dominica. And so after about a year plus, she had to take them back to Dominica because you could tell they were not. And you know when you can tell when somebody is not pleased to be in a house. I tried making a little garden in my garden, in my yard for the old man because he loved his planting and his gardening and thing. And well, he wasn't. Well, it's too cold for me. It's too wet. So she had to take him back to Dominica and thing. And through the old man's in particular, his dementia was going downhill much quicker. He started to be really unsettled, and so we just make up a decision. Let's pack up all things and go. You know what I mean? Let's go. What's stopping us? You know? Let's go. So we made that decision to come to Dominica, and we did. I'm pleased that we did that because within 6 weeks to come to Dominica, the old man passed. You know, her pops, and wow. I dread to imagine how that would have been were we still in England. You get what I'm trying to say? Because I know my wife would have been upside down in grief, you know what I mean? So it was good that we came down. We came down just in time. And the old man, to be honest with you, was really pleased to have us around and thing, but for some reason, he just gave up the ghost, man. He just went to the hospital nice and okay one night. 2 days later, they calling us telling us that he's passed, you know? He had a massive stroke or heart attack or something, so... Yeah, so Pop's died. Mom is there physically. She's good. She does things so she can do almost everything for herself. But her mind, she forgets things. Her memory is really, really a challenge. She'd ask for Pops. You tell her, no, Pops, I say about you. And she laugh and when she remembers that. But 5 minutes later, you see her walking up and opening the doors. Mom, saw cafe. Upawe Terrance, you know what I mean? She's still looking for a husband, you know what I mean? And we cannot wrong her for that. She's just, you know what I mean? So I am really pleased that we are here. For instance, even if Eve leaves to go to town, the mother, you can see she's unsettled and uneasy, you know. Okay, T. Henry. She has come Henry, son. Henry, okay, T. You know what I mean? So I'm pleased that we're here, and the truth is we always wanted to come back to Dominica. I always wanted to come back to Dominica, but I can still contribute. I had no intention of retiring in England. Never at all. Never. And I'm pleased I'm here in Dominica now, yeah, because I can contribute, I can advise youngsters, and so on, anything really. And so, but I had promised myself that I would never come back to Dominica as a land surveyor alone. I made that promise to myself. And the truth is, one of the things that struck me about working in England was the fact that health and safety was at the forefront of everything that was done in the workplace. And that was like a culture shock to me, and I thought to myself, boy, we need something like that in Dominica. And so I started doing little basic courses on training in health and safety because I figured that's what I'm going to bring back to Dominica. But alas, at the time Mario struck Dominica, I was on a construction site, £500 million construction site. I was not part of the construction team. My role here was to analyze. There were 2 viaducts passing through the construction site, and with that heavy piling, and so we needed to ensure that the piling works and all the other construction works would not affect the viaduct, because the slightest deviation caused a derailment and things. So I had to be one of my responsibilities was, it was all real time and it was all automated. All I had to do was analyze the data, and if there were alarms, because the thresholds, and if the threshold was exceeded, I had to determine why it's been exceeded and produce a report to explain why. And so Mario struck around them times there, and I'm seeing things going up around me, and I'm saying to myself, but Johnny boy, you don't know anything about construction, you know. And that was the 18th, Mario hit Dominica the 18th of September, isn't it? By the 20th of September, I was at the University of East London doing construction management part-time. I did construction management part-time because I thought to myself, you know what, if I'm going to go back to Dominica, if so much construction work to be done, do construction management. I did construction management for 5 years part-time. Again, I did relatively well in that, to be honest with you, but I haven't practiced any construction management or any construction because I didn't get a chance to. I haven't gotten a chance to. I don't know if I will. I don't know. I'm kind of skeptical because I don't have experience. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Yeah. That's what it is, because I don't have no experience. But I excel in my class. You know what I mean? So.
Now, Johnny, give us a views of tonight's program.
It's too short, really. Excellent. I enjoyed my little time here. Initially, when you asked me, I was a little bit nervous and skeptical, you know what I mean? But I'm pleased that I accepted your offer, and I'm pleased. I reckon there's still a lot I could say about myself, my working experience, and my football playing experience as well, because there's some things I haven't mentioned, to be honest with you. Especially in the football in Jamaica. I must admit, my time in Jamaica studying surveying and playing football was exceptional. I had this experience in Jamaica once, playing football. So, first of all, I lived in the ghetto in Jamaica. Lenny Andre heard I was coming to Jamaica and made sure he was at the airport to collect me and took me to live with him in another Lakou in Jamaica. Believe it or not, we were in a yard, and I lived with. There were about 8 or 10 of us. Lenny and I were Dominicans, and 90% of the others were Grenadians. There's probably one Vinci around, or Lucian. And so we lived in that yard. But we lived right on the edge of the ghetto. And so I played the ghetto youths who were roughly about my age or a year or two younger. So I would go play football with them in the afternoons or on a Sunday. And they'd call me Johnny Barnes. And so when there are college games, league games, at home, when we play at home, the boys, the whole ghetto come in and support the foreigner. They just call me Johnny Barnes or the foreigner or whatever. They come in and support the foreigner, and they come in en masse. So there was this one game we played at home, and they put a man. By that time, they knew the Jamaican opponents knew who are. So they put a man to man mark me, and this guy is man marking me and abusing me on the pitch all over the place. Everybody could see it. Everybody could see it except the referee. So one time we went up in the air for a ball, you know what I mean? And he fell. He ended up on the carpet, and I stepped on him. Deliberately stepped on him. And the referee gave me a red card. That was probably my first red card in football ever. Probably my first. Because I only got 2. One in Dominica and one in Jamaica. And I think that one was in the first. So I went down to the changing room to get changed. By the time I came back, I showered and came back. Pandemonium on the pitch. So I asked them, what's happened? The referee got cut up. The player that was harassing me on the pitch got cut up. And by the ghetto youths I came to watch me play the football. They beat up the referee and they cut up the players, you know what I mean? In Jamaica, in the schoolyard, in the college. So the Monday morning now, big high conference in the sports division in the office, in the sports office. Yeah, Miss Five, the sports customer. Mr. John, I saw you make your boys and then beat up the referee and I said, hey, beg your pardon? I said, Miss Five, I didn't even see that happen. I didn't witness that happen because I was in the dressing room. But it so happened that the player got beaten up, the referee got beaten up, game didn't continue, and they banned us from playing at home or home games at home. So we were banned. Yeah.
Someone told me to tell you, Johnny, that you can give your mother a lot of rosemary and ginseng roots to drink.
I see, for the dementia.
For the dementia.
Oh my God, my mom-in-law, okay. Well, I will tell. Well, if he's listening, so she'll hear that.
Rosemary tea.
Yeah. And ginseng
roots.
If he's listening, so she'll probably hear that as well. Yeah.
Now, Johnny, I wanted to tell you, because when I looked, I didn't see you. I must say that I was in Jamaica in 1992, and Brian Bino lived with me. And I know your name was arched in Cass, because at the time was Cass, and then it's now UTEC.
UTEC, yeah.
Right, so I know in that period of time, yourself, Brian Bino, yourself, and Lenny Andre.
Yeah. Also, too, one of the reasons why I didn't come back, when I came back from Jamaica, Maurice Healy wanted to interview me, and I said to him, there's no need for that, because there were enough Dominicans that know that story. The story I'm saying to you now about my football in Jamaica, there were quite a few Dominicans in Jamaica witnessing that. And see, it was not happening in isolation. There were a lot of Dominicans at UE, at CAS, at other institutes institutions in Jamaica, they were there, and they would come and watch Johnny play football for cash. So they saw what happened. So they know. So there was no need to go ring that bell anymore. You know what I mean? And one of my greatest moments in Jamaica during that time was the fact that there was one time we were playing UE at home, and all we needed was a draw to win the league, the intercollegiate league. And it was about 5 minutes to go, and we were down 1-0. We scored an own goal. It was about 5-0. That year, so I'm talking about 1986, because Lenny took that year off to play because it was his final year at college. So he didn't play football that year, but he was watching that game. Hey, my man, it was about 5 minutes left to go, and we down 1-0. And all we needed was a draw to win the competition. You know what I'm saying? So, I remember, yes, I could play well, but you can play well from January to them, and you don't have a good supporting cast, and you ain't going to play football. Your team is not going to win. So I had some good players around me. And there was this winger called Boothead. He could cross a ball. And my boy crossed that ball about 3 minutes to go, less than 5 minutes. So my boy crossed that ball. Trust me, and it ended up on Johnny Head, innit? And you don't know the story of Johnny Head already. Net 1-1. Pandemonium. Because we were playing at home. Yeah. Okay, but game restarted, and then we got a free kick outside the box. And when I say I taking it, them time no dog can bark, innit? So I said, leave it for me. Again, I laced that in my left foot. Net 2-1. That was it. When the game done now, Lenny Antwi, my hero, comes up to me and says, Johnny, today, as a Dominican, you've made me proud. My man just broke down. Broke down in tears. My hero comes up to me. Honestly, I will not cry. My hero comes up to me and tell me, my hero, he's about 3 years older than me, but my hero comes up to me and says, today you make me proud of Dominican. My boy just got emotional, you know what I mean? Because then imagine my hero, I sit on on merry-go-round side of the Windsor Park. Them times that stand was not there. You just sit on the stone. You remember saying enough man sit on the stone by Flamingo end now Windsor Park there.
On a big stone.
And I see them watching, and my heroes, the first, before, like I said, before there was Zinedine Zidane, there was Lenny Andre, my boy. That's not a joke. And then my hero comes up to me and say, boy, today you make me feel proud as a Dominican. What else can I do? I just break down, broke down in tears. I don't know if he remembers that, but. And that was an important moment in my life, playing in my football playing life, because my hero come and tell my little hero, he's just about 3 or 4 years older than me, But the man come to me and tell me how I made him proud as a Dominican today, and that was it, you know what I mean?
Johnny, thank you so very much.
You're most welcome.
It was really nice, refreshing to be here with you and to give us your Lakou story.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was very refreshing. I saw that we reached up at the time to 156 when I last looked at the viewing. Tomorrow morning that will be viral. And I just want to say thank you so very much. Your last words.
Okay. Me? Last words? No, I'm just reading a text message. Sorry, somebody texted a text message that says, that's Roddy Deja, Sponges. He says, bro, you have me cracking up. Real great vibes on DBS. Sponges weekend. Who's that? Carl T. Winston. No, that's Carl T. sending. No, that's not nothing to do with football, no. Oh, you were Smokey Phillip. You were correct, boss. Beto got injured. I remember when we even walked with him to Carson. That's Irvin Phillip. Right now, yeah. What's Wilford saying? Don't forget to mention how Radix. Okay. Sorry. We used on Virgin Inn. We used to have a Sunday. No, we used to play small goal in the St. Martin's schoolyard. And there were teams. There was Radix, there was T-Birds, and so Radix was Smokey, Koi, and we there were a bunch of thieves.
Not literally. Not literally.
In the game, you play in the game. They didn't want to lose, and if they lose, they'll stop the game. So yeah, Wilford is saying to me now. Don't forget to mention how Radix used to win everything.
I remember somebody.
Yeah, Smokey, Roy Proctor, Awa, Jerry, Dublin, Jerry has passed, yeah. But Radix were a bunch of volley. And who Radix was, Koi, Wilford, and Smokey, and I think each team had 4 players, but it's 3-a-side we played. And that was a serious thing in Virginia at the time, competition, Sunday. I think the fourth person was my little brother James. I think. Corey can and Wilford can correct me. I think the four. They were thieving all the time, man. And T-Birds was T-Boy, myself and Michael Bruni. And who was our fourth person? I'm trying to remember. Teams will remind me, but we had a fourth person. Yeah, but there were teams and big competition in St. Martin's School. Yeah, big competition. Yeah.
Well, Johnny.
Thank you very much, Cecil.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Brian, your last words?
Yeah, it was very interesting. As you notice, I just stayed there listening to the whole story as it unfolded. I thought it was very interesting seeing your life growing up in the Lakou and transiting into many different areas. So I found it very interesting and very uplifting. I hope the youths listen and take courage in terms of, more discipline and more motivation in terms of, being successful in whatever they do.
Thank you very much, Johnny and Brain. Tonight was a very special program, just hearing from Johnny a number of things that he would have done as a boy and now as an adult, what it has really rewarded him. And I just want to say to you, Johnny, thank you so very much again. And we'll be next week again. We will be with a good friend. That is Element. Element will be on next week.
Eddie.
That is Eddie Bopier.
He'll tell you about my granny then.
Yes, he lives there, so he'll be telling us all about that. So I'll be having Eddie with me next week. I just want to say to you, stay tuned to the Nation Station, DBS Radio, as we continue giving you the best information. Again, thank you guys. And to the viewers, thank you very much. And the listeners, thank you so very much. Let's try to say bye-bye. And let's all stay together and do what we do best, and that is to make our beautiful Dominica be proud of us and what we can do for Dominica. We're going to go across to BBC World Service as we end our program here tonight. Wonderful program. Just want to say to everybody, thank you, and God bless every one of us.
Generals, in fact, once it came close for Mr. Ahmadinejad, previous president, that was in a similar situation where they had difficulty with the chopper. So there's a long history of this. There's also now imagery of where it might have veered off or landed, hitting the side of a mountain in an extremely foggy weather. Question is, why did it even take off in a weather like that?
And how will this news, which is